7月1日、日本時間、6月30日、米国時間、ロサンゼルス、ドジャースはサクラメントで行われたアスレチックス戦の中で、再び大谷翔平の存在感を強く印象づけた。大谷はこの試合で右翼方向へ特大の本塁打を放ち、現地のファンを沸かせた。解説陣からも、観客が何を求めているかを分かっている選手、と称賛され、その一打はまさにスターとしての魅力を示すものとなった。一方で、ドジャースは大谷の登板予定を変更。ロバーツ監督は、13連戦の最中であることや、左膝の状態、さらにマメへの配慮を理由に、登板をパドレス戦へ先送りする方針を明かした。それでも大谷は指名打者として出場を続ける見込みで、チームも遠征で好調を維持している。攻守において存在感を放つ大谷を、ドジャースがいかに慎重に管理していくのか。続きはぜひ動画でご覧ください。
Shohei Ohtani made sure they all left with a lasting memory because this was an absolute bomb he hit in the 6th inning.
He is a tremendous showman. We know he's a great player, but he understands the situation, and he understands that many of these fans in Sacramento, maybe the only time they get a chance to see the big show up close and personal, and he was made sure to give a special fan a souvenir. Now, I will say this, show, and I would say this to his face. Exit velo is about 123 miles an hour. Brother, don't hit it that hard. You don't want to hurt anybody out there.
The guy made a great catch, the fan.
But you can't just rely on our fans catching those rockets. So what I would suggest to him, about 115 miles an hour off the bat, ideal launch angle. That way it gives fans plenty of time to catch it so you don't hurt anybody. That's the only thing I would tell Shohei Ohtani.
Well, he was looking at people out there. They looked like they had some comfortable chairs that they brought. You know, you're able to put your lounge chair out there, you know, kind of open it up and, you know, kind of have a snack, a little cooler, and then he'd get a home run. I mean, it was perfect. It was similar to like what we see at spring training. Sometimes when they're sitting out there taking in a ball game, that's what it was, and they got to see the big show deliver once again. He gives the people what they want, and that's what, I mean, he is so thoughtful. He really is. I mean, he's a great player and thoughtful.
Why he's a superstar.
I want to ask Nomar, did you ever hit those cars in the parking lot in Fenway Park? Because now they have, you know, the fans there, but they didn't have the fans when you played.
Right.
Did you ever get a bill? Hurt anybody?
Well, no, I didn't get a bill, which was very kind, but I just wrote somebody else's name on the ball when I hit it.
Smart.
Yeah. Still more to come.
Tommy
Edman, been a welcome sight back in the Dodgers lineup. Since returning from off-season ankle surgery, Tommy Tank's hitting .333, 4 RBIs in his 10 games, and he will be starting at the hot corner tonight.
Hi, John. Yeah, this afternoon, actually, the Dodgers announced that Shohei Ohtani was no longer going to have the start tomorrow, that he was going to be pushed back to now having the start on Friday against the Padres. Today, Dave Roberts, when he spoke to the media, he talked about what went into the decision and what this is going to mean for the next few days when it comes to the pitching plan.
Well, the thought behind it is we're in the middle of 13 in a row. And so if there's any opportunity for us to give him some extra rest, try to take advantage of it. And so pushing him to Friday allows us to have him still take down 2 starts before the break and then get on 2 division opponents. So in that vein, there's just no downside. It just made too much sense.
With that, I know you had talked about how his knee is not technically at 100%. Was that a part of the decision as well? And do you guys think that he'll be in as the DH tomorrow, or do you want him to give him a day off?
He'll DH tomorrow. Is there a day off from DHing coming? Potentially. But I'll have that conversation with Shohei. It's just everything, just kind of overall, you know, body workload, managing him as a full two-way player.
So he'll pitch in that D-back series before the All-Star break also?
Correct.
What's the plan for the next couple days?
Roki. Roki's going to go. So we're going to do an opener tomorrow. Not sure who. And then we'll go Roki on Thursday. And then Shohei will pitch Friday.
So tomorrow will be like a bullpen game?
Correct.
So with the decision to move Shohei Ohtani to have the start now on Friday, Dave Roberts said that it wasn't anything in specific. He did admit recently that Shohei's knee, that left knee that he was dealing with inflammation, it's not at 100% just yet. It actually was taped up while the team was in San Diego. It was noticed by the Japanese media. So while it's not 100%, it does not seem to be causing any issues. It's also not the blister, does not seem to be causing any issues either. Right now, it's more of just continuing to maintain him as that two-way player, something that we saw early in this season when whether they gave him a day off here or there, or even making sure that he's on 6 to 7 days of rest. So with this, that does mean that tomorrow is going to be a bullpen game, and then Roki Sasaki is going to have the start on Thursday, guys.
And either way, Shohei's still going to make 2 starts before the All-Star break, which he would have done either way. Kirsten, thank you very much. And we know that Shohei was dealing with a bit of a knee issue, the blister in a recent start as well. So, Nomar, what do you think of the change of plans, having him face the Padres and likely the Diamondbacks the final weekend before the All-Star break?
Well, listen, Dave Roberts touched on it. I mean, that's what he said. He goes, the opportunity to be able to have Shohei pitch against 2 division opponents. I mean, obviously, that's what you would like to see, right? So, and you're probably going, okay, let's look at where we are right now in the stand, how we're so far on this road trip. They're doing an unbelievable job. They got potential winning the series here in tonight's game. But at the same time, as you move forward, you're going, this will also kind of give them a little couple extra just from throwing overall. Listen, the knee is something you have to worry about. It's easy for us to say, oh, there's no issue, but, you know, this is something that he may have to be dealing with the entire season. You know, is it something control? Obviously, they're managing it and controlling it as best they can. So, okay, maybe there's a couple extra days there as far as him landing on it as well from pitching to kind of give it some rest from there. But I also think, you know, having him against 2 division opponents is a factor there with the Padres and the D-backs.
I agree with that. I do love the fact that he's going to be pitching against those 2 opponents, Padres, D-backs. But the most important thing is 2 days is huge, you know, especially for a guy that does everything, pitch and hit. He is really our catalyst on offense and is one of our aces on the mound. So those 2 extra days to get his knee nice and ready, and I think more importantly than the knee is that blister. You have to make sure that blister is not a factor in that second half. So hopefully these 2 extra days help show, kind of get that blister situated.
You know, the other thing is, I know he says he's like, but, you know, it's okay to give him a day. I know he doesn't like it. But at the same time, if you're in a situation, you know, it's like, okay, even if you win the series, you know, is it possible that day you're looking at bullpen, do you just give them a day? Or maybe that, you know, if you need a pinch hit late, maybe, but just kind of give him one of those days just to kind of recover overall. Not a bad idea.
Yeah, but you know, Shohei does not.
I didn't say he likes it. I'm not going to say he likes it.
Thanks so much, John. Welcome back to West Sacramento. The Dodgers and A's continuing the series at Sutter Health Park, and the Dodgers looking to lock up the series and also get Dave Roberts his 1,000th career victory. And the Dodgers trying to stay rolling on the road. They've won 6 of the first 7 on this road trip. They are 26-14 away from Uniqlo Field at Dodger Stadium this year, and obviously atop all the standings in the major leagues. Saying hello from the broadcast booth once again next to Eric Karros. I'm Stephen Nelson. Kirsten Watson is standing by. But EK, as you look at this one, the Dodgers started this series with a bang, more specifically 3 of them, 3 home runs.
Right, they've been swinging the bat extremely well on this road trip, and it didn't stop at all last night. People were talking about this possibly being a trap series. There's no such thing as trap or anything with this ball club. You take a look at this road trip, almost 7 runs per game. Offensively this year as a whole on the road, they're over 6 games. This is a crazy thing. In the National League West, there's only 1 team with a positive run differential, and that's Los Angeles Dodgers, and that's plus 157.
Wow. Well, one marker that they're also chasing tonight is a 10th victory for Justin Robleski.
Yeah, he's been absolutely dynamic this entire year, and really he's a guy that, you know, they didn't expect him to fill this role and have this type of success. You take a look at the numbers right there. In the league, 3rd in walks per 9, opponents average 214, tied for 1st in wins. He can take the victory this evening. So he has just been, he's been unexpected, and he has pitched like an all-star. He throws well tonight. He should be in Philadelphia.
He's got an all-star case. Dave Roberts has a Hall of Fame case, and he's one victory away from 1,000. Kirsten Watson, what can you share?
Yeah, Stephen, he sure is, and he's very much looking forward to hopefully a toast this evening. I was talking to the players this afternoon as to what makes Dave Roberts such a remarkable manager, and they said not only is it what he does in the dugout, on the field, how he trusts his gut, how he makes the decisions for this team, but more importantly, it's how he takes care of his players off the field and how he cares about them, their families, and who they are as men, and also how he can bring such stars with big personalities together to play for the team on the name on the jersey, not on the name for the back of their jersey. So they are looking forward to hopefully picking up this win tonight and giving him his 1,000th career managerial win, guys.
It's a question of when, not if, you'll become the fastest 1,000 in modern baseball history. We're going to step aside for one moment. When we come back, Shohei Ohtani will lead off for the Dodgers on Sportsnet LA.
17 home runs for the one in blue this year, which is pretty amazing. And by the way, if you want to know what the date is, it's August 25th is the birthday. And so they both born on 12 years apart on August 25th as part of it. But Ohtani homering in the game as well. He hit a bomb, an absolute bomb between the trees out into the beyond the home run hill out in right field. So he crushed it. And, you know, the Dodgers prevailing now. The other interesting part of this, Eric Lauer was the savior last year for the Blue Jays, was not thought to be part of the rotation. And then when they had all the injuries, he stepped in and was so consistent, giving them a solid turn in the rotation, always giving them a chance to try to win a game last year. It was so important to their success. And then this year, it did not go well for him. He did not pitch well, was not going to be part of the rotation early. And then they had injuries again. And he did slide in to get a chance to start, and he struggled. Then he goes to the Dodgers, and like everybody who does it, you think, oh, man, the Dodgers, they're going to fix them. And look at him. He had 6 innings, 3 runs yesterday, gave them a chance to win. And if you do that for the Dodgers with their offense and with their bullpen, you've got a real good chance to win a lot of games as a member of the Dodgers if you're going 6 innings, giving up 3 runs or less.
Absolutely. I remember thinking last year, this is a guy that gives you an opportunity each time out. Obviously not overpowering stuff, but if you've got an offense to back that up and give you run support within the game, he can go out there and attack. And he's good at kind of keeping guys off balance. I like how he uses the corners. Another thing to note, Andy Pages, it looks like he got his swing back going. Obviously, the mechanics have been off with him. He's talked about that yesterday and has talked about that previously. He hit a big home run, his 16th of the season. I think he's just as important as anybody else in that lineup. And to see him make the adjustments are important. So Dodgers get back to swinging the bat. Ball was flying there in Sacramento as usual, and Ohtani doing Ohtani type things.
Yeah, for the Athletics, I really like their starting pitcher yesterday, Gage Jump. Yeah, now, the Dodgers did jump all over him, but, he gave up like 11 hits in 4 2/3 innings. But I think he's going to have a bright future. I do. I like this was, a tough matchup with the Dodgers. But this kid's got good stuff. He's got moxie on the mound. He can move the ball around. And I'm kind of interested to see now, how does he bounce back from this start? Right. That's one of the things that, when you struggle, and everybody's going to at some point, how do you make an adjustment from one start to the next to correct whatever issue you had to get yourself back on track, get aggressive in the zone, get ahead again? What's that look like? I think this is part of that growth process for him. And I'll be anxious to see. But so far, he's got a sub-3 ERA, and he's got really good stuff, and he got to the big leagues really quickly. And when we start thinking about the Athletics and getting into Vegas a few years down the road, we know that they've got a core of position players that have really come together. It's now the pitching, right? It's JT Ginn. It's Gage Jump. Can those guys develop to where when they get there, they're front end of the rotation pitchers and can keep this team very competitive once they get to Las Vegas?
Well, I like Jump stuff. And, I think those tests against a specific team like the Dodgers, it's going to remind you where you are against the top competition, against some of the best hitters in all of Major League Baseball. And I think once you kind of take a step back, he'll look at the video, he'll look at specific mechanical, the release point, all that stuff, how his shapes were moving, all that. I think once he kind of understands where the Dodgers may have had an advantage, he'll go back to the drawing board, make the adjustments, and that's where you learn most, your failures in this game. And I think that if we're talking to young players too, specifically, that's where you get the most information, not from the successes you have in this game, but from the failures or some of the points where you can learn from.
今回も最後までご視聴いただき、本当にありがとうございました。動画の内容を楽しんでいただけたでしょうか。もしよろしければ、チャンネル登録と高評価をお願いいたします。皆さんの応援が今後の動画制作の大きな励みになります。それではまた次回の動画でお会いしましょう。